Okay, good morning my dear student. Today day 9 part 1 and our chapter is polynomial. Before this class you already discussed exercise 2.1 and 2.2. This exercise are related to the previous definitions and rule which already given in the notes as well as in our video class. Clear? Now today we discuss remainder theorem. Remainder theorem. Clear? Then first of all we know what is the remainder theorem. What is the remainder? Then after we discuss the theorem, then you know in the actual division, see with the help of arithmetic, in the actual division, suppose 1, 2, 3 is divided by 2, clear? And it will be divided by 2. Then in the 6 times 2 6 are 12. How much it is? Then here no remainder, and it is 3, 2 1 are 2, and remainder is 1. Then this is the remainder. It is called the remainder, and this it is called the divisor, and it is called the dividend. And it is called the quotient. Then this is the system of division, clear? And here we got the remainder. Now this system apply for the arithmetic division, clear? Or division algorithm. You know division algorithm, you already know. It is a process by which we can check our division is correct or not. Then see what is the division algorithm. Division algorithm. Then dividend is equal to divisor into quotient and plus remainder. When you are in the 10th class, then you discuss is the other name, clear? But in our previous classes like 6, 7 there, 5, 5, 6, 7 there, if you have a division and you want to check your answer is correct or not, then what you can do, you can solve this question by this process. Then see here dividend is equal to 123 in this question, and divisor is equal to 2, quotient is equal to 61, and remainder is equal to 1. Then here we can solve this side, and if it is 123 then our division is correct, otherwise it is incorrect. Then it is 122 plus 1, it is 123. Then both are the same, that's why our division is correct. Then division algorithm is a process in which we can check our division is correct or not. In the same way we got the remainder. You see here remainder is 1 which is less than 2, clear? Which is less than 2. Sometime suppose if 64 is divided by 4, clear? Then 4 1 are 4, it is 2, 24, 4 6 are 24, it means there is 0. Then here remainder is 0. Then what about the remainder? Remainder is always less than its divisor. Sometime it will be 0 and sometime it will be other than 0, clear? But in each and every time it will be always less than its divisor. Okay, now this system apply for the polynomial. This is apply for the polynomial. Then see here px is any polynomial and px is a polynomial and it divided by gx. It divided by gx. This polynomial px is divided by gx. Then we have quotient. Then quotient b qx. px जब gx से डिवाइड होगा तो क्वेश्चन मिलेगा और वो क्वेश्चन क्या होगा, qx होगा. एंड इट मे बी पॉसिबल रिमाइंडर भी मिलेगा एंड रिमाइंडर b rx. Clear? Then in the division algorithm for the polynomial it will be written px is equal to gx. Gx means that is the divisor into qx plus rx. Clear? Sometime the degree of the px and degree of the gx are same. Clear? It is possible degree of the px and degree of the gx both are the same. Clear? And here rx. What about rx? Rx is equal to 0 and sometime if it is not 0 then rx is less than gx. It means the degree of rx is always less than the degree of gx. Clear? By this process is called the remainder theorem. Suppose here px is a polynomial x square plus 5x plus 6 is a polynomial. Clear? And another polynomial gx x plus 1. Clear? And we can solve it, and it is as the question if px is divided by this, then what is the remainder? Then it will be by two process. One is the actual division method and other with the help of remainder theorem. Then see here actual division method, x square plus 5x plus 6 and divided by it is x plus 1. Then here you see the degree of dividend is 2 and degree of divisor is 1. Here sometimes it both are the same. Now here what you can do, we can divide, we take one terms. Like see for this you can do it on rough. Here on your copy you can write here rough. Clear? Then we take first term of the dividend and first term of the divisor. Then first term is the x square and it is x. You know that both are cutted, then we got x. Now we got the quotient x. Now this quotient multiply with the whole divisor. Now it will be x square plus 1 into x. It is x. Here plus sign, then plus into plus. Here. Now you know that in the division if we can complete then after subtract, and it is subtraction of the polynomial, that's why the sign are changed. Here plus sign, then it is minus, and it is plus, that's why it is minus. Now it is cutted, both are the same and different sign. Now 5x minus 4x minus x, it is 4x and plus 6. Now our new dividend is 4x. Here you can consider 4x upon x. Clear? Now x and x both are cutted. Then what is it got? Plus 4. No one sign, that's why plus. Now this plus 4 multiply with this divisor. 4x plus 4. Now subtract it. It will be 0 and plus into minus it will be plus 2. Then remainder is plus 2. Clear? By this process you got the remainder, and here we use the remainder theorem. It means you can't do like this way. Clear? Here px is equal to x square plus 5x plus 6, and gx is another polynomial is x plus 1. Clear? And we want to find the remainder without actual division method. Then what you can do? You can consider gx is equal to 0. Clear? Let gx is equal to 0. Here gx is equal to 0 means x plus 1 is equal to 0. From here the 1 is the number, then it goes that side. X 0 minus 1, x is equal to minus 1. Now x is equal to minus 1, put in px. X is equal to minus 1, put in px. By this way we got p minus 1. Clear? P minus 1. Then here on the place of x you can put minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 whole square plus 5 minus 1 and plus 6. It will be minus 1 square means plus 1 plus into plus into minus 5 and plus 6. Both are the plus 1 and 6. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. You got remainder by this process. Clear? Then this process is called the remainder theorem. In your book it is given, if px is a polynomial which divided by another polynomial x plus a, then here pa is equal to a. Clear? Now it is the remainder. Clear? It means you can get this value a from here. Then you just not seen this only. Suppose if you want to remainder, then you can apply this process. See one more question. Px is the 2x square minus five x minus 7. Clear? It is a polynomial 2x square minus 5x minus. Clear? And here it is divided by x minus 1. It is the px and it is the gx. Clear? Now this px 2x square minus 5x minus 7 is divided by x minus 1. Then see what is the remainder. Px is equal to x square 2x square minus 5x minus 7 and gx is equal to x minus 1. Then what you can do? consider let gx is equal to 0, then x minus 1 is equal to 0. Here x is equal to, it goes that side, 0 plus 1, x is equal to plus 1. Now you can put x is equal to plus 1 in px. Now p plus 1, 2 plus 1 square minus 5 plus 1 minus 7. It will be 2 into 1 minus 5 into 1 minus 7. 2 minus 5 minus 7, 5 7 12. 2 minus 12 is equal to minus 10. When you can divide it, then you got minus 10 as a remainder. Is that clear? Then I think everyone aware how we can find the remainder without actual division. Now for the factor theorem, our next, by this way you can solve exercise 2.3. Here now we discuss the factor theorem. Here factor theorem means if px is divided by gx and if the remainder is 0, then gx is the factor of px. Clear? Suppose here 64 is divided by 4, then it is 16 times, then you got remainder is 0. It means 4 is the factor of 64. Clear? By which process you know? Because the remainder is 0. It means in the same question, if remainder Rx is 0, then Gx is a factor of Px. Clear? See with the question. Suppose Px is equal to x square plus 3x plus 2. Clear? X square plus 3x plus 2 and here gx is equal to x plus 1 and we want to check gx is a factor of px or not. Clear? What you can do? Then one is you can divide by this process and if the remainder is 0, then gx is the factor of px. And other way, what you can do? We can consider let gx is equal to 0 and here gx is equal to x plus 1 is equal to 0. From here x is equal to 0 minus 1. Now x is equal to minus 1. Clear? Now x is equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1. Put in px. Here px is equal to p minus 1. Is equal to on the place of x in this you can put minus 1. Minus 1 square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 2. Minus 1 square means 1 plus into minus 3 plus 2. Both are plus, then it is 3 minus 3. Cut it, it is 0. Clear? By this process, here we got the remainder is 0. Then here gx is the factor of px. Is that clear? By this way, you can able to solve exercise 2.3 and exercise 2.4. In our next classes, we discuss the exercise formula or topic related to exercise 2.5 and it is our last topic. Clear? Now you can solve exercise 2.3 and exercise 2.4. It is basis of the factor theorem and remainder theorem. In exercise 2.4, we have some, you have some doubt, then you can ask. Clear? Now, what is the, we can factorize a question. Then one is the middle term split method. Factorization with the help of middle term split. It means what we can do? We can break the middle term and with the help of this we can factorize. Suppose here 2x x square plus x here, and you want to get it factor, then here x and x both are the common, then here we take x as a common, now x plus 1. Now it is the factor of this. Clear? Now we can solve this question with the help of, see here, x square plus 5x plus 6. It is a question and we want to factorize it. Then first of all, what I can do, we can check what is the coefficient of x square. Then here you see the coefficient of x square is 1. Okay. Then after we can find the factors of pure constant term. Pure constant term means with this term there is no variable. Then here 6 is the pure constant term because no variable are seen. Clear? Now we can factors of 6, which are, if before this there is plus sign, then factors of 6 are added which are equal to the coefficient of x. Then here coefficient of x is 5. Then factors of 6 are added because here plus sign, which are equal to the 5, which is the coefficient of x. Now then first of all you can write all the factor of 6. Then 1 is the factor, you know 1 is the factor of all number, 2 is a factor, 3 is a factor and 6 is a factor. Clear? We can write all the factor and here we can add. Then 1 into 2 is not 6, 2 1s are 2, not 6. 1 into 6, 6, but if you can add then we got 7. 2 into 6 we got 12. Then